Okay, 3, 2, 1. What's up, guys? I hope I'm live. This is Kazi from cleverprogrammer.com.
This is Aaron from cleverprogrammer.com.
This is Frankie from cleverprogrammer.com.
In this video, we are going to be making a Craigslist app clone. Okay, it's going to look like this. I'm going to do this quickly so you guys can start seeing this. This is what it's going to look like, what we're going to build. We're going to be doing it with Python and Django. All right, so we're going to be using Django. We're going to be using Python. We're going to be using Beautiful Soup and web scraping. And the end result, instead of something looking like this, when you type in ping pong, which looks like garbage, it's instead going to look like this. Okay. Another thing, when you type in something like a Python tutor, it looks like this, which is not very pretty. Here, when you type in a Python tutor, is going to be much, much, much prettier. Okay, like this. So which one do you prefer? This one or this one? I think we all prefer this one.
Probably, but people are going to say the other one just out of spite.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's what we're going to be building. Ooh, did I do the shortcut? I hope so. That's what we're going to be building. What is up, everybody? People are excited. They're jumping on. Epic Code is on. Tech Boilers is on. Made, More Gear, Abdullah. All right, guys. We're going to be building this live together. I hope you guys enjoy it. And then, yeah, if our mic or anything is off or whatever, just let us know. Is the chat... Are you able to go into the... What did you do?
By the way, guys, any questions that you guys have, just drop it in the chat. We were more than happy to answer them.
Yep.
And we're looking for really cool questions as well. So
yeah, make your questions great, guys. Don't ask stuff like Python versus Java. I'm gonna ignore it. Like brain dead questions, don't ask them. Ask more beautiful questions, and you'll get more beautiful answers. Right up here with Kazi and Aaron
and Frankie.
And Frankie.
Frankie.
That's right.
Frankie.
So we got code. Okay, so now we're gonna switch the thing, and we're gonna go here. All right, I'm gonna go and do that fancy stuff now. Hit me. Yep, and you gotta double check if it's working.
Oh yes.
Oh god. Yeah, there we go. Okay, sweet. Ooh, the marker just came out. That wasn't what I wanted to happen. Okay, so basically, I think you guys get the idea. It's going to be, you can open that up again so I can see. Craigslist app. I'm just going to put it here so you guys can see it. It's going to have a search functionality like this. Okay, search functionality like that. It's going to have a bar. Okay, and then when you type something in, it's going to spit back out the end results right here like this. Okay, that's what we're doing. But there are multiple technologies that we're going to be using in this, okay? So there's going to be like multiple different things. So for example, we're going to have, Frankie, what are we going to have? What's one thing we're going to have in here?
images.
Images, cool, but what technologies are we using? What programming language are we using? Python. Aaron, I want you to jump in this too. What other technology stacks are we using?
Not C++.
Cool. What else?
Django.
Yep. So we got Django and not
Django.
C++.
Yeah.
What else?
HTML.
Yep.
What's the other one, Frankie?
HTML.
And JavaScript.
Okay.
A little bit, right? I mean, we're not actually going to be coding.
No JavaScript, actually.
Oh, I see.
We're staying away from JavaScript completely.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with JavaScript, but we're just not using it.
We don't need it.
And then we have databases, so we're going to be using like something with databases. This app is also going to be hosted online. So which one of you knows what we're going to be using to host it online?
Ooh, do you know?
No, I don't.
Starts with an H.
Heroku.
Oh, holy crap! Frankie knows his stuff besides just camera stuff.
Hell yeah! There we go.
I love you.
So we got Heroku as well, and that looks pretty good, right? Or are we missing something?
Bootstrap stuff.
Oh yeah. So for front end, we're actually going to be using Materialize.
Yeah, which is like Bootstrap, but not.
Yeah. It's a CSS by Google, and it's pretty nice actually. It's very beautiful. So we're gonna be using Materialize, and then we're gonna be using Obviously, things like Beautiful Soup to do web scraping.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful Soup. I guess I should probably just write web scraping because everybody gets that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
Other libraries?
I think that's it. Besides Craigslist itself, but that's just the website.
Yeah. Yep. So that's pretty good. Cool. So that's what we're gonna be building.
Yup.
Beautiful. We'll check here. What is happening? Okay, we got a bunch of people jumping on here. That's great. All right. So let's go. And now we're going to start coding this thing up, guys. Now, one really crappy thing that actually happened recently with Aaron and I was we were working on this application and we spent about 2 days recording. We have about 12 hours of footage with the camera and 12 hours of screencast. And between 2 days, we spent probably 15 hours building this application for you guys. And what ended up happening was the hard drive that we had got messed up.
Yep.
And so what did you end up doing?
I had to take the SSD. It was an SSD actually to the shop. Went to several different ones. It turns out that SSDs are a little bit harder to maintain and to fix. So at the end of the day, we figured out that we probably have to spend about more than $1,000 to get the data back, and it takes more than a week to do it as well.
On a $200 hard drive.
On a $200 hard drive. So
Yeah. So we thought just doing it again on live stream in 2 hours would be much better than doing all that. So.
Yeah, so we're just going to do it on live stream.
Yup.
And yeah, let's go. So you guys can follow along. Okay, so for anybody who's going to want to have replay value out of this is we're going to drop the code, the GitHub repository or whatever, like in the description. So you guys can have access to it whenever you want. And that way you'll have the code. And for now, you guys can just try to follow along with us, okay? Okay, so we're going to build out a new project in PyCharm. So I use PyCharm, guys. You guys can use really whatever you want.
Yeah, I'm tried as guilty. I've never used PyCharm in my life, but now that Kazi showed me how jacked it is, like, oh my god, I'm gonna be using that all the time.
never used PyCharm, but it looks a lot like VS Code actually.
We know, Frankie.
It reminds me a lot of it. Okay. For people that don't know, Aaron.
VS Code. They don't even know what VS Code is.
VS Code, no, a lot of people know what VS Code is. Everybody knows what Visual Studio is. Yeah,
It's so minimalistic. That's why I like
Visual Studio is really great.
The debugger is next level.
Yeah, and Visual Studio is very light and beautiful, but it's not like a full-on IDE, you know, because they're just like editors.
Yeah, this looks jacked.
Yeah. Okay, so let's open up and start a new project. So I'm gonna go to my command line. Now let's just make sure that it's showing the right. Oh, whoops. Yeah, those are the little mistakes I want to watch out for. There we go. Yep. Okay, so if I'm coding on this screen and there's no code, let me know.
Got it.
Okay.
How long is the delay? All right, I'll take.
Yeah, the delay is gonna take a second. Okay, so I'm gonna go to my GitHub and I'm gonna create a repository. We'll call it, what should we call it? Code Daddies list.
Yeah. Yep. Did we introduce ourselves as the Code Daddies?
Yeah, so this is the Code Daddies, guys.
up?
This is the
Yeah.
Code Daddies series. That's what we call it. We're gonna kind of go either live or create applications together. We are the Code Daddies. This is Frankie. This is Aaron. This is Kazi. Let's go. Okay, so I just created the directory. Just in case you guys don't know how these commands are working, we'll open up the Finder so you can see. But basically, I just created Code Daddies list right there, like that. Okay.
You following, Frankie?
Yep.
Cool.
Cool.
Nice.
So we got this. Now another thing I'm gonna do is I have Conda, so let's create a virtual environment. Oh, I'll make this bigger so it's easier to see for everybody. Okay, so now I'll make a virtual environment. I'll do Conda create name. And we're going to call this, generally I like to call the virtual environment the same as the folder name. So we're going to name it that. And I'm just going to install Python 3 in it for now. I'll hit yes. I like to create virtual environments so everything is nice and packaged in one place. Okay.
Going good. Just be aware this part is blocked, yeah? This part of the screen.
Why?
At all times, because of us.
Oh, the right,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
right
so
side.
Just be aware.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so that they can see it.
I'll kind of stay out of there. Yeah, if it's ever getting blocked, like let me know from there, and also they'll let us know in the chat.
Yeah. Martin, let's see.
Yeah.
Yup.
Okay, so now I've activated the virtual environment as well. Cool. Okay. Now let's go inside of that directory. CD. Are you kidding me? What are you doing? CD code daddy's list. Okay, we're in there. And now we're going to start creating. Actually, I just lied to all of you guys. I'm going to delete that list. Because this is a Django project, so we actually need to run a Django command to create that folder. So all I did right now is I just removed that folder, okay? So we're going to use a Django command. Now I have to see what's the Django command that we use here. Django admin, there we go. It's like Django admin start project. I just did something called reverse search, which is super, super useful. It's Control R. So do that. Like if you guys are watching this, actually write that command down. It's super useful for the command lines. One of the most useful command lines to know. Control R. Okay, Control R. All right, Django admin start project, and we'll call it code daddy's list, like that. Oh, let's install Django. Pip install Django.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you just run Django code on the CMD? I was like, what?
Yeah, you can just like run that.
So that's how you import it. You import it.
What the hell's going on? Django admin command not found.
Is Django installed in the virtual environment?
Is it?
When you create the virtual environment, it may or may not be installed.
I did install it just now. Pip install Django.
Oh, I missed that step.
Yeah, Django admin start project.
You're running GitHub. Django.
Running into problems very early on.
It might be Django admin might be one word, or Django hyphen admin or something.
Is that what it is?
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
How do you start a
Django admin start project.
Boom.
Oh, it is hyphen. You're right.
Oh.
Misspelled it.
There's an equal sign now.
Django admin like that. Okay. So now it got created. We'll go to code daddies underscore list. Okay, now there's some kind of Django admin. Is it start app or something like that? There is another one. These are ones like you always kind of look up. These are just to kind of start off the project. And then once this project is started, you can actually just focus on the coding part of it. Does it start? It's something like start app, I think. Start app? Is that what it is? Django admin start app name. So that's what it is. Okay, stop the back search. Django admin start app. And we'll just call it my app. All right, now we're going to open this up in PyCharm. This will also help you guys learn PyCharm pretty well. So let's open up code daddy's list. We'll do a new window. All right, so this is what your guys' directory and everything should look like as of now.
Can you make that any bigger? It looks kind of tiny, the UI.
Okay, good point.
Yeah.
Thank you for actually pointing that out, because on the live stream it will actually look tiny
And blurry.
and blurry.
Yeah.
So I'll go and get 20. I think this will be a lot better, right? I just made it huge. Okay, now few things for PyCharm. We're gonna go into project. I'll go in project interpreter and I'll pick this code daddy's list environment that I made. So PyCharm's pretty smart. It kind of detected it already. So it already kind of has it selected to that. And then I'm gonna go in the build and not build, languages and frameworks. I'll go in Django. And it also knows it's a Django project. It knows the root of the project. It has Django support enabled, and this is the script. Cool.
It's looking good, yo. Nice and clear.
This is great, actually. That's awesome. Yeah, I love it.
Production quality up the roof.
Okay, let's add another one. Move this here. Let's move this guy here. Okay. So because we just built this app recently, we're going to be referring to a lot of code on our end. We're going to be referring to a lot of code from the app that we built, but we'll try to walk you guys through it step by step so it makes a lot of sense to you as you're watching it. Okay, so let's kind of build, let's run the, let's just run the server and see if things are up and running as of now. So go into Python terminal and I'll be like python manage.py run server.
What is that command doing? Python manage.py?
It's
just running the manage.py is just something in Django that
file.
it has a bunch of useful tools in there, and then you just like call it, and then it does a bunch of Django stuff for you. So right now we're doing run server. So now that we created the Django directory, we can just run server, and then it just starts running. Like it's like the basic framework, as you can see right there on the screen. Like it's just working. Like our website is already up and hosted and all that.
Yeah,
Or
not
on the
host.
local,
Yeah,
on the local
local machine. Exactly.
I use that term too loosely.
Yeah, so it says the install works successfully. So at this point, that's the screen you should be seeing. Okay, if you're not seeing this screen, then something is off. Okay, so make sure you're seeing that screen. Okay, so we have this up and running. Now, let's go and create. Pretty soon, what we want to do is we want to create templates, so then we can actually render like a basic template that when we go to the home page, that's the template that shows up. So the way that those directories work is, I believe you want to create your templates file. If I look at the project, it should be in the root folder. You should have templates. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go to my root. I will right click here. I'll create new directory and I'll say templates. Okay, so we have templates. Now inside of templates, I'm going to have my app. And inside of my app, I'm going to have other stuff. So in templates, I'm going to do new. First, I'll create a base.html. Base. And let's call it the code daddy's list in the title. And then we'll just say h2. We'll give it like testing to see if this works, like that. Okay, now this is not just going to render automatically. We have to create a view, map a URL, and like really make sure that it's working. But few things we want to do in settings. Whatever app you guys have here, you want to register it in your settings. So you got to go to your settings and you got to register that app. So installed apps, we want to install our app that we created, like that.
Yeah. And the cool thing about Django is if you have an app already in a directory fully made, You can literally just pop it in and then add it to the installed apps, and then it's pretty much
That's it. Yeah.
99% done. You might have to tweak a couple things here and there. There's like, I don't know. So I don't want to say 100%, but I mean it's pretty much 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like Django does a lot of stuff like automatically, so that's what's cool about it. Okay, there are a few things that like you should just literally copy and paste that you should have. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. So we're gonna go into settings from my previous project, and you want to have like this templates line and this you might not need the project root line, but let's get this template line and we're gonna paste it here because you want your Django to know where your template is stored. Okay. This is how Django will know. And all this is saying is like, hey, just join the base path with template. So now it's able to find where this template is. And then we got to add this template dir to, I believe, here. So I got to do template dir like that. Okay, so that's one thing you got to do, template dir. And then another thing that you want to do is you want to kind of add static as well, because later we're going to need static. So I like to just take care of this in the start because this is one of those things that's like super freaking annoying if you don't get it right. So I got that static line. I got my template dir, base dir. Static is going to be my style sheets and things like that. So when I'm creating graphics for my web app.
Yeah, static files go in there. Things that don't really change much. Like as the code is running, it's just like, oh, resources you can go grab. That's what it means by static.
Yep. We're going to create a home view. And all this is going to do is going to return render and request. And it will render the home page. So, or the base.html. So I'm going to do temp. Is it templates or do I just do... I think I can just do base.html. So this is where, you see, this is where PyCharm is really jacked, right? This is a string, but as I'm writing it, and because it can detect it through Django, it's coming up. And it's also telling me what the argument is, right? So I can also like name these arguments.
You click on it and does it take you to the file?
Yep.
That's what blew my mind about PyCharm.
So right here.
Oh my.
So I can actually go to that file. If I hold command, I can click it. That's a great question.
See that I've wanted that in coding for like the longest time. Like even I just like wanted to know like where a variable was assigned or something instead of like searching. But I want to see like where things are happening. If I can just click on a variable, be like, oh, this variable is set to 4 up here or something like that. That's pretty much what that is. So PyCharm is
pretty beastly.
Yeah, it's making me. I won't say it.
I like it because everything is very organized, like the views and everything. Because I was about to tell you, do you just actually put visual things there, or what's up? Because in Android, it's a little bit, you kind of have to do it more manually. Yeah. And everything here is already separated for you.
Yeah, there's like one file for everything, and every file does something different.
With Django, Django, it's kind of cool because you as soon as you do that Django start admin command or whatever, it kind of structures the stuff for you right off the bat. So you don't have to do a lot of work by yourself. Okay, so we got our base HTML. Now we gotta map some URL stuff to it, and then we'll be good. So under this thing called my app, I will create a new Python file. It's going to be called URLs. Okay, so you should have 2 URLs. You should have one URLs under code daddy's list, and you should have one urls.py under my app. Okay, let me go to our URLs in the test app, or sorry, the my app version of this. Yep. Okay, URLs. Cool. So basically all this is saying is if somebody goes to the home page, just route the view to the home view. Okay, so if somebody goes to a path that's empty, so for example, this means like cleverprogrammer.com, that's it, not cleverprogrammer.com/something. This just means cleverprogrammer.com. So if somebody's going to just cleverprogrammer.com, well, then what I want you to do is go to this view that does this stuff. Okay. So that's kind of all we're doing here. So I'm going to copy this, and then we're going to paste it here. We're going to say from import view so we can have our views. And then I'm going to say from Django.urls import path. Okay. All right. And then we want to do URL patterns. URL patterns is equal to there. So this should be looking good. And then what is in URLs here? Kind of like some similar stuff. Include my app.urls. Okay. Admin site. Cool. So this is another important one. We'll add that one right about now.
You following along, Frankie? Do you know any Django at all?
Just the second one, no.
You know zero Django, right?
Zero Django.
Do you know the idea?
Oh, that one is there
Do you know
already.
like a website, like all the different parts of a website.
What were you saying right now?
Yeah, I was saying I didn't understand the admin part of it. Like you were calling what of the admin? Like admin what's it called?
So yeah,
Permissions or.
So I'll show you with the admin I'll show you. Django comes with a built-in admin.
I see.
Okay, so
okay.
So I'll show you what that means in just a second. So we're gonna do Python manage.py create super user. Oh wait, hold on. Python manage.py make migrations. Python manage.py migrate. Cool. So now that we have migrated, now let's create. So this is the initial migration, right? You see 0001 underscore initial.
Mm-hmm.
So now we should have this thing called migrations over here. Now we can create a super user. I will call the username admin, email address, this, and then admin again. Sure. Cool. So now if I go run server and I go back here and I go boom and I go /admin, you'll see it takes us to an admin. And if I log in, takes us inside on the back end. And if I go users, there's one user that we just created called admin.
Dope.
But we don't really have anything else.
What's up with this database? Like, what's running this database or what? Like, how is it saving and storing all of this data?
This kind of comes built in with the Python Django built-in stuff. This is what I like about it.
This is pretty cool.
Now if I go to models, right, and I build like a basic thing. So what is it? Class models.model. Okay, so we'll create like something called search, and we'll do models.model. And okay, and basically we'll copy these two lines. Whoops. Okay, so basically all I did is I'm like, hey, so I'm going to create a database I'm going to create a model called search. And then I want you to call one of the fields in there like search, and I can even call it like search field, but let's just say search. And I'm saying make all search takes in. So search, imagine, is like that bar right there. Mm-hmm. So all it does is it just takes in like some input. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's it. And then we should have like one that like timestamps when it was created. Okay, so I'll go here. We'll grab this one and I'll paste it here. Okay. So now whenever you add new stuff to the database, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you migrate it to the Python database. Otherwise, it doesn't get stored. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Python manage make migrations. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to do, so you see create new model created.
That creates the migration object thing you filed.
Yep.
And then you actually make it.
Now the migration is done, right? So we're going to go run server like that. I'll hit refresh. Oh, okay. So now we're gonna go to, you see admin py, right?
Mm-hmm.
From import models, and then I'm gonna say it's something like admin dot register import models dot search, something like that. Hold on, how is this written? Admin.site register, and then from dot models import search. Yeah. Okay, so now when I go here and refresh, models is not defined. Literally, it's right here. Oh, my bad. So the server stopped running. Let's run it again. So now you see it says my app is here because I integrated it into the admin interface. So we don't have to create an interface for it if we don't want to. We can just use Django's like built-in.
But an interface for what? For your app.
Yeah, so it's like showing us that database that we created of searches. So now whatever you search, it'll get stored in here.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yep. So it's just kind of getting stored in there automatically. And you see how it says searches like that, which is kind of wrong. Because if it has multiple searches, it'll say like that. Because all what it's trying to do is just trying to put an S in front of it.
Oh, okay.
So for certain things, it won't work. Like for search, it searches with the ES. So then there's a little trick we can do, which is called, we go here, we click class meta. And then in class meta, you want to do, what is it? Verbose name plural. And then you just say searches like this. Go back. It's going to be searches.
So models is kind of like a method? They're methods or what? Like they're kind of like static methods that you can use from
Models in Django,
databases. Models are like what's in your database.
Yeah, you can like
Think of it
structure
like an
data.
Excel spreadsheet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this searches that I just put here, it's a column in an Excel spreadsheet called searches.
Oh, okay. I see.
It's
So
this is
you're literally
actually
populating the.
this is a really good thing that you just brought up. So we can actually show it visually. Right, so we can actually model our database. Code daddy's list database, right? Searches. And then what was the other field we put in there? You remember? Search and what else?
Created.
Yep. So there are two things that go in there. So this sheet is going to be called like search. So this is like the search database. And it contains searches and it contains when it was created, right? So for example, a search might be like ping pong. And then it'll store and say like it was created on August 7th, 2019 and then the specific time, right? Whatever time at
down to the second.
Down to the nanosecond, like it goes crazy.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. So that's how you do searches and you got created and every time somebody like makes a query, it'll get stored in. Okay. Few things. When I add in something here, blah, blah, and if I hit enter, you see it says search.
Added successfully.
So I go here and searches. It says search object 1. You click into it and then it tells you what that object contains, right?
Oh, wow.
It even has these breadcrumbs, like searches. And then when I click into this, it goes deeper. Search object, like right there. So these are called breadcrumbs. So what we want to do is we don't like where it says search object. We want it to just show us what that is in English.
Kind of like skip a directory or something.
Yeah, so I'm going to do this and I'm going to say return what was it? Dot format self dot search. Okay, let's see if that does the trick. There we go. Okay. So I'm just saying whatever the search was created, like return the search field of it, and then it goes, okay, got you.
Oh, you're returning the string of
Yep.
the search.
Yep.
Ah, I see.
Yes.
Instead of the actual where it was contained.
Yep.
Mm.
Instead of like it's saying some weird thing like object.
Mm.
How's the chat going, bro? Like,
It's
keep
going
me
good.
up. Tell me what's going on. Is anybody asking questions? Like, what's happening?
What language is required to be a web developer? Python and Django is enough.
Yeah, I just want to know general, like.
Yeah, there's not too much. I've been
Okay.
answering the small ones.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, nothing's going on, chat. Okay,
Not really.
cool. So this, okay, so this is what's creating that string now. That is looking good. The next thing we want to do is let's add. Wait, what should we do on the next thing? Oh yeah, let's render the front end now, like the basic template that we made. Remember we made the base this thing, so let's render this. So now it should render testing to see if this works. So we'll go to views. It's saying it's gonna render it, and then our URLs are looking pretty good. So let's give it a try now. Nope, that's not working. Views. I want to do include. And then how do you... Yeah, so I want to say something like this. From my app, import views. And then I want to say if the path is this, then I want you to include the URLs from my app.urls. Like that. I think that should work. There you go. So we're saying if the path is like empty, just refer to the URL mapping that I did in my app /urls.py. So now anytime I go to this, so here's how it works, right? When I go to this empty thing, it goes to this view and it goes, oh, the path matched is empty. So then run the home function from views. So now let's go to home, and home says render the base HTML, and base HTML is this. Okay. So that's how would I, if I had to draw it?
You gonna draw it on the whiteboard?
Yeah, I think so.
It's pretty simple, really. I mean, you just basically like the very basic idea of a web framework is just you specify your URLs,
Right.
and then specify your model, your data first, like what kind of data you want and how it's gonna be, and then you have your URLs, and then
Right.
the URLs just go to some code, and that
Yep.
code renders some front end stuff like HTML, JavaScript, CSS, whatever you need.
Yeah.
So URL to code to front
Yeah.
end code.
So basically like URL to code, and then something happens, and then front end.
Yep, and that code calls the front end code, which like displays some HTML. But like you can like,
Right.
oh, you go to this URL, run this code, do this stuff, call these libraries, and then display all this stuff.
Yep.
And then that's really it. You
Cool.
just like a website just consists of a bunch of URLs, right? So it kind of makes sense.
Okay.
Just start there.
So now this is rendering. That's pretty good. Okay. What other functionality should we add now? Let's compare it to this. Should we add more of the front end?
Yeah, let's start with that. You started with your to-do list app.
Okay, so let's start with the front end, right?
Yeah, the
Cool.
to-do list app stuff. You can
There is
follow
no
up
to-do list app. There's
from
no to-do
scratch
list
this
app.
time?
It's just Craigslist app. There's no to-do list app.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're pretty much going to be doing it. So now we're going to just build out the front end of this app. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so you're going to need a static folder, okay, which contains your CSS. And then you're going to need some front end stuff in your index and in your search. All right, so let's create our static folder now. And we're going to have this style sheet in there. And your static, if you notice, it has to be created at your root directory, okay? So we're going to create static for ourselves in that root directory. Like that. And inside of the static, we'll add another directory we'll call CSS. And then inside of here, we'll have a style sheet, and it's going to be called style. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and steal my style sheet, because otherwise this tutorial will literally take 20 days. Okay. I'll explain some of this stuff. But yeah, other stuff is actually not that necessary for you to know. There's actually, you don't even have to do a lot. You actually can pretty much leave your style sheet empty as of now. Okay? Like, I'll actually say for now, you could, if you're following this tutorial, you kind of leave your app style sheet empty. So as we're building it, I'm just going to leave it empty as of now. Oh, and then one thing, always kind of do this, always like sync your project with GitHub. So I'm just going to do it. You can follow along. You don't have to like do everything, but you should do some of it, okay? So I'm going to create a git ignore file first. This is important. Git ignore. I'll add an idea in here so it removes any JetBrains stuff. And then I'll write Python. And then I will hit generate. So now it won't add any like dumb stuff to my Git. I'll go create a GitHub repository. Repository, new. And what should we call it? Code Daddy's list. Like that. Cool. I'll initialize this repository with the readme and we'll do create. Cool. Now I will go like that. I'll say Git Remote first I gotta do Git init. Huh. What the hell? That's weird. I had Xcode.
An update or something?
Okay, this is super annoying. If you keep tapping enter really fast and then it asks for a yes or no, and if you miss it, then you got to start all over again. This is fun.
If you get all the way to the end with the spaces, then it kicks you out.
Yeah, because it knows you were trying to skip it fast. So you have to hit enter. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so if you're watching this in replay, just skip this part probably. Fuck. There goes my monetization.
There we go.
Type print to print anything else. By typing agree, you are agreeing. Great, agreed. Okay, get in it. There we go. See how easy that was? If your Git doesn't look that cool like mine does, it's because you're on the poor version. You have to get ZSH. ZSH is free, so you can get ZSH. But if you're on Windows, you're going to not be able to get it, which most of you are. So Windows command line sucks. It's pure garbage. Throw your Windows laptop out. Get a fucking Mac.
I think they now updated it.
You're gonna have so much. No, it still sucks.
Really?
It's garbage.
Sucks
Pure,
by
pure
default.
garbage. Unless you're a professional developer, even then it's gonna give you a lot of pain. So just throw your Windows computer out, make your life easier, or learn how to use Vagrant, and then you'll be in a much better position. Okay, learn Vagrant. It'll help you. But in between answer, use Baboon. Like get a good command line for Windows, and then you have a chance. Okay. Otherwise, every tutorial you're gonna try to follow, you're gonna have so much trouble. You're not gonna be able to follow it. So that's why I say that. All right, let's continue. So we did git init, and now we want to make sure that. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, so .idea should actually be ignored. Like this should be being ignored. So now I'm going to try again. Yeah, now the idea isn't showing up. Now only the good stuff is showing up. Great. So I'm going to do git add dot git commit initial commit. And then we will do git pull or git remote add origin, and I will paste the URL. Here's the URL. Okay, so now if I do git remote dash v, you will see that the repository is linked, the one that we just created, remember? So now it's linked. Right now it's empty, right? Once I push the code, all of my code should be here. That's in the code daddy's list right now. Dude, this is so annoying. Stop showing me this stupid error. Okay. Git add. Nothing is being blocked, right? Oh, dude. Aren't commands being kind of blocked?
Yeah, I guess they are on the bottom right a bit. Yeah.
Should I make?
Can we move this on OBS like a little bit up
Or make it smaller, maybe?
Yeah. Do you know how to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, we should have done that from the beginning then.
There.
Dope.
Make sure it still looks good whenever. Okay, git. So that's looking good. Now what we want to do is git push, git pull origin master.
Still probably getting blocked there.
Refusing to merge unrelated histories. Okay, how about git push? It's giving me a problem with basically this readme.md, which is almost empty. So I can literally go and delete this. I don't need this right now. Okay. Git push origin master. Git push. I'll force the issue. Git push force origin master. And now when I refresh, all of my code should be here, just like that. Now I'll create a readme as well. And all it'll say is this is a, let's do that because it's a markdown file. This is a Craigslist clone called Code Daddy's List. Okay. Now we'll add it. Say add readme, git push origin master. So now when I refresh this, you will see the readme file get rendered here soon. There it is. It says this is a Craigslist clone called Code Daddy's List. Okay, I don't know why I didn't register it as markdown, but whatever, I don't care. All right. So let's go back to what we were building. What part should we add now, Frankie? You tell me.
So we said just front end things, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Maybe the banner on the top, or maybe we can start getting images.
So start with the banner?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll start with the banner.
Did you shift something over, dude? There's like a black bar at the bottom. That's blocking all the commands. I don't know if that was there before.
Huh.
There's like a black bar at the bottom, so like it doesn't matter what happens to the webcam, but it's blocking all the commands that you're typing in, because it's always popping up in the bottom line. Yeah.
Even if you go full screen.
I don't know if it's
I don't know what Aaron's talking about, dude. This is YouTube.
Yeah.
This is how it looks on YouTube always.
There's a little black bar at the bottom there.
Dude, there's no
Yeah,
black
it's
bar.
not there.
We got
You know what I'm talking
I never
about,
use
right?
full screen.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the scale of the thing.
Huh.
Apparently.
Okay.
We're
All right.
good, we're good.
Cool. So let's add this navbar, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Where do we go?
So what's better in your opinion? So, like, because we do add min and max values, all of these things, right? We add them to the search. Is it easy? Like, what do you like, preferably yourself, to do all of these things, all these methods and callbacks that get the min and max value, or actually start doing the visual stuff first? Because you know sometimes you start doing all the functionalities and then you get wrapped up in that, and then you get a little bit confused when adding the visual parts of it.
Right.
Like, what do you do?
I personally...
Something's still getting cut off. Yo, look, it's cutting off right there on the screen. So it's blocking all the commands. I don't know what's going on.
By all the...
Yeah. See, it's cutting off like right on that word. It's getting cut off like right up here.
Right. I know why. Because we have it zoomed in on OBS.
Yeah, let's zoom out then.
So what I can do is just move the screen...
Oh, because they don't need the top menu bar, do they?
Oh, yeah. A lot of the
There
bottom
we
is
go.
getting cut out.
That's
A
what I
lot.
thought. But the black bar is still there.
Now it should be better.
Should be.
No, now it's going to be completely better.
Yeah.
You'll see.
Yeah, it'll come up in like a few seconds.
Yep. Okay. So, yeah, that's a good question. My answer to that, to be honest, and you might have to come here a little bit because now we're... Right?
Yeah.
You're gonna cut off.
Okay.
So my answer to that is I generally like to do the back end stuff first. I hate the front end because, like, okay, think about this, right? On front end, you're putting like a pretty button and then you're trying to change colors for like 8 hours,
Yeah, true.
right? Like you're not making that much actual progress. Whereas on the back end, you're like actually making all the progress. Like that's where all the functionality. So I like to just do the back end, and then front end, like you can do it anytime. That's like the easy part.
And then start
That's not real
tweaking
development.
it or whatever.
Front end developers are gonna get triggered.
Yeah, I don't care. They should. That's easy work. Okay, so I'll just hire out front end developer
Frankie,
from
you want a
Upwork.
job?
Sounds fun.
Okay, so let's build out but I want to build like the front end so people can see it.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's watching it because they'll find it cool. So let's build out like basic front end functionality here. All right. So in our base.html, what we want to add is the materialized theme. Okay, so I'm gonna add that in. Okay, so I'm gonna basically copy a lot of this code. Like you need static files, you need load static. So that stuff just does some basic stuff. I'll go here.
That stuff just does some basic stuff. Got it.
Yep. We're gonna call it Code Daddy's list. Okay. So a lot of these commands kind of just like these are boilerplates. I'm linking to my style sheet, which is here. Here I'm adding materialize CSS. So materialize is pretty cool. Materialize code right here. Okay.
Do you know what materialize does? Frankie?
Kazi said it was like the CSS of.
This is what gives the style.
I see.
Yeah, it's
The
like
color
pre.
and
there's some like pre-coded boilerplate styles you can use, and then
You see how it looks like this? Ugly as fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, once you have it the materialized, it won't look like this anymore. You can add cooler stuff. And you don't have to build things from scratch. I hate building things
So
from
it's like
scratch.
a library of CSS type of thing.
Right. It's just
Yep,
like
that's all
somebody
it is.
spent a lot of time writing
Perfect.
CSS and like stored it as a library and
we can
then
all
made
use it.
functions and stuff like easier for you to call.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's one of the big problems beginners have, that they try to code everything from scratch
Yep.
and they don't use
Yeah.
libraries.
Like,
Yep.
Damn.
Oh,
how
not just
long it
beginners,
takes?
dude. A lot
Oh,
of
yeah, true.
developers do this shit. Like
even
I've
us, yeah, like CSS, like how long does it take to remember all the little syntax, and if you're off by one little space and this and that, and then you have to remember like the arbitrary name of the field, and then it's like, oh, was it character size or
You
character,
Google your life away that way.
or
Yeah.
character hyphen size, or was it character dot size or character space size? Like what? Or like you waste all this time for nothing, and
Yep.
then it's just useless.
ginger
Wasted
beer,
time.
by the way, guys.
Yeah, plus there's like five ways of doing the same thing, so it's like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
Especially on CSS.
It's the stupidest thing. I think this is why most developers are not actually good, even when they're good, because they're doing stuff.
Yeah.
Like I built better apps than some of my like mentors who I was paying, and they had 35 years of experience in coding, and they were fast as fuck. They were amazing, but the reason why I built better things is I just used libraries. Like
Yeah.
I just used better resources.
Better
Whereas
tools.
they kind of got off on the fact that they could build it from scratch and like write the algorithm for the CSS, and I'm
Like
like,
it feels smart, yeah.
or just use Flexbox. You know,
Yeah.
you could get a PhD degree in math and like figuring out how the you know,
Yeah.
remember we were talking about how the
Yeah.
sizing works of the images, or you just use Flexbox.
Yeah, just
and it
use
just
these
makes it.
libraries, because then it actually allows you to be like,
I never use don't use your brain when you're coding. Like, unless you absolutely have to. Like, copy paste, Stack Overflow it. Like, literally.
Stack Overflow hose.
Obviously, there's a joke. It says, there is like beginners copy paste or something like that. And then they're like, pros know what to copy paste and where to paste it. What to copy and where to paste it.
I see.
So you still have to be smart in like where you're copy pasting it and how it's working. But I don't use my brain power until it's a new problem I'm solving. I don't like to use my brain power for just random stuff. So like all of this stuff, like what we're gonna be building right now, most of it is like, okay, I have a design in mind that kind of looks pretty, and I just want to move on, follow it, and then move on. And then where I really want to think and problem solve is where there are unique things. Like the web scraping part, you actually problem solve. Outside of that, you don't need to keep problem solve everything from scratch. So there we have it. These are our style sheets that we're going to be needing for this. Let's just run server for now and see what's happening.
Oh, real quick, one guy is
So
asking,
style sheet's working.
One guy's asking, how long does it take to land your first client as a web developer if you just start today? How fast did you do it?
I did it. I got my first client in 3 months.
3 months. Yeah, 3 months. But you were busting your ass off.
Yeah. So for normal people, you have to do like 10 hours of coding every day for 6 months, and maybe you'll get a client. I just did 15 to 18 hours a day for every day.
Every day
For a
for
really
3
long
months.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that helped me improve a lot faster, like.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, let's move on to the next portion. What's the portion we should move on to now? All right. Add in the bar, right? Okay, cool. Let's add in that nav bar. So luckily, the nav bar code kind of comes with this app. I'm just going to copy paste it from here. This is the nav bar code.
It's just a nav tag.
So
Thanks,
there's a
HTML.
container class and then a nav wrapper class. Okay, so these are two classes we're using. And then what this is saying is that write code daddy's list. The URL, the link is just home. The link is root.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. On mobile, move it right, and then just write home on the right hand side, and then the link should just take you to the home root. Cool.
Isn't that a little bit of JavaScript? Or is that just
HTML.
That's HTML.
Yep.
The href.
Yep,
Oh,
all
I see.
HTML.
Oh, I see.
So there it is. When I click it, it takes me to the home page. Click it.
Click home. Takes
The
you
reason
home.
why I added container here, guys, is because, whoops. If I remove this, right, I have it like this. When it's not in a container, you see how it's just wide. Container just contains everything. You want to put everything in a container because you want to be able to manage it later.
So it's more interactive that way. Like it makes it interactive.
Well, it's still interactive. It's not that it's not interactive. You can
As in,
still
like
click
the
it.
size of the window, or not?
It's just all a container does is like, this is the container. And now everything that goes will go within here.
Yeah,
Like,
so you can be like, oh, I want this
like
container
from
to be a little
here.
bit wider. I want this container.
yeah,
to,
you could make the container wider
Yeah,
too.
you can like, if everything's in a container, you have control over that container. You don't have control over like this, like every single screen and whatnot.
Yep.
Are we gonna upload the source code of this app on GitHub? It's already up there, right? We're gonna make it public.
Well,
Like you clone it or
okay. So guys, here's the if you can't wait for the source code, here's the one that's already up there. So if you go to Craigslist scraper, it's here. But this one you're gonna have trouble making it work. But yeah, go ahead, use this one if you want. If you can't wait, this is the link. Just look at the link in the URL up there. That should be fine. Okay.
he's probably listening. He heard it.
But just wait for us to make this one that we're working on right now, because that's going to be the clean one. Wait, somebody already started? Oh, shit. Stewart is on it.
Muyombi.
Uganda. Hello, man.
Uganda.
Okay, cool. So we got this. Now what we want to do is we want to add you want to add search bars and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to add search bars and stuff like that. Okay. So you got a container. Okay. We got this container right here. This container should really be just all the, so like this code should actually be better. The container should just be at the top right there. And then everything else should just be underneath it. And then this should just not have the container like this. So basically the change we're going to make to our app right now is we're just going to remove this container. And we're going to add one container right here. Okay. Whoops. Like that. Okay. Let's just double check this is working. Oh. That does not look like it's working. Bad idea. Let's add this container here anyway. And we're probably going to have to remove this container at the top. Yep. Boom. Let's remove that for now. Boom. There we go. Back to where we were, guys. Okay. So there we go. Now okay, so I'm gonna copy paste this part and then I'll explain it as I go. Okay, what we're trying to do here is I'll put one just so you can get the idea. Okay, so I wanted to write, what do you want to search for on CodeDaddy's list? We don't need that line that says testing to see if this works. We're gonna need, we have body right there, we have body ending here. Why is this complaining? Stop complaining. What does it say? Element div is not closed. Okay. There we go. Cool, refresh. Okay, that's gone. So all we've done is we've added this, and then we've added this, okay? Now for this, what we're using is something called Flexbox. Flexbox allows you to add images where they don't get like, here, we'll go to CodePen.io, Flexbox, like automatically changing its size, automatically, and when I close it more, automatically is figuring it out on a mobile device.
Nice.
And it's keeping each thing equally separated automatically. So instead of having to do some complex math, Flexbox just makes it super easy.
Yeah, like literally coding this yourself would probably take days and weeks to get it all correct.
Right.
So just use it. Kazi, Daddy 1, Daddy 2, Daddy 3.
Okay. So there you have it, right? And now when we're doing this, it's automatically changing. Everything is working. Now what would happen normally here is like these will be images or whatever. So if you're having images, you want them to be in a Flexbox, contained, not super messy all over the place. It contains, and then it makes it just, it understands how bullet points work and images work and things like that.
Yeah.
So let's get out of there. So that's why we're using Flexbox, okay? So what I've done here is this part right here, right, where it says div class row. So for Flexbox, what you need is you always need everything that's like in a row here, this is one row. Then you can have another row, so then the second row will be like below this one. Okay?
Whoa. Doesn't need much code, huh?
Yeah, so we have one row. And then in that row, you want to put like what's the size of the thing that you want. So you could have like S4 or you could do S12, and that'll change the size. So if I go here, it'll change the size of it. Or if I go 4, it'll know what to do. Okay. So like if you keep changing the size of it, you could have like 10 images in one row, or if you change the size of it, you could have only 2 images in a row because each image is going to be huge.
Oh, I see.
See what I'm saying?
To the number that you're
right. Running. So you want to make the column based on that, right? So I chose S4. What's happening over here is the following. This is what I did. So I wanted to get this. I want to get this icon. Okay. Well, how do I actually get this icon? So when I go on, they're gonna
probably get the URL of it or something.
Components, icons. Okay, icons, cool. So it's like, yeah, I'm like, how do I get these icons, right? If I go to Lightning, or it's called flash_on.
Wow, these guys have their own pictograms, dude. Wow.
Yep.
That's insane.
And when I do inspect here, it kind of shows like what they did to bring it. So they did material icons, medium icon demo.
Insane.
Right?
Pictograms are so important in design, like hugely. I remember in my design class, we had to just Google search so many pictograms, like all this for that, this for that.
Yeah.
It's crazy that this already has it.
They just have the pictograms / like icons like built in, and you can just use them. So for example, I can just pop this icon in, go to the code and hit refresh, and like it's there. Right? So that's the really cool thing about it, which is awesome. You can just use, but these are materialized icons. So I don't even have to do anything extra. I don't have to go to like, there's this website for icons for front end. You don't have to go there. You just get them from here. And then what I did is I gave that icon a color. So I gave it the specific color. That's why it looks like this.
Instead of black,
right? And then it's called flash on. Okay, and then I wrote some copy, Craigslist web scraper, and then I wrote some more copy right underneath it that says scrape away right here with the beautiful GUI. Cool. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna copy one more guy from my app that I created earlier. Okay. Filter your searches. We built in functionality, filter based on pricing. And then I'm going to copy one more guy.
Oh, you might want to. Oh, that's not that bad actually. You can kind of see everything. It's getting cut off a tiny bit, but you can still see all the code.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, just please make sure that it's good.
If you zoom out a little bit, it'd be better, but they can still see everything.
Just make sure it's good. If it's not good, then let me know.
All right, then zoom out because like it's half of the top line's getting chopped off.
But I'm not coding there, right? So it's
Barely.
okay.
Yeah. So like you can see the CodeDaddy's list directory, and that's where it cuts off. So
Yeah,
it should
but
be
I'm
fine.
not touching most stuff up there, so it's okay. I'm fine. Because otherwise, I would have. I can't zoom out any more of the screen. So something has to give. Like the bottom has to give, or the top has to give, and I realize bottom is more important most of the times. Okay, so we got. So I added all of those in. Now let's refresh. We got all the icons and everything. Cool. So now what we need is the search bar. Okay. Another thing you want to do, guys, is the following. We also need this script, by the way. And right before body tag, right? Cool.
Materialize script.
Yep. And then we want to put everything in a container starting from here. So I'm going to go here and I'll say div, say class equals container. Boom. Paste. Boom. There we go. Okay. All right. And now what I want to do is I want to turn base.html into something we can keep using in all our other templates. So we want to create like a base.html, and then we want to be able to just use it everywhere. Mm-hmm. So we're going to create this thing called block content and end block content. So we don't have to, it's according to like the dry principle. Do not repeat yourself. There. Okay. So I'm going to go in templates. We will create another directory. It should be called my app, I guess. And then inside this directory, we'll create a HTML file, and it'll be called new search.html.
So every time you search something, it's going to open up the base HTML.
Base HTML is going to be the home page.
And then you're going to...
And then if you create a new search, then the new search page is going to...
Open it up there.
Yeah, open up somewhere else. Yep. But because even the new search page should inherit a lot from base HTML, we're gonna do something in a little bit. Okay. So we have the new search.html. Now we want to be able to create a view for it, so then we can actually go to it at some point. So you see how the container brought everything in? Yep. That was why we did it. Okay. So let's go to views. Define, what did we call it in this app? New search. Search. So request. And then we'll say return. Okay. And we'll say my app / new search. Okay, now we just need to create a URL for it. I'm gonna go here and I'll say if anybody goes to new search,
Sriracha.
like this.
That's so dope.
This?
Yes.
Yeah, you're getting it, right?
Yeah.
Awesome, I love it. We're gonna say go to the new search function that we created, and we're gonna give it a name of new search. Okay. So now if I go to /new search, is it being rendered?
A blank, a blank page, right?
Blank.
Bulk.
Okay, let's refresh.
Bulk.
It's all here. So what we want to do instead is we want to inherit from we want to extend base.html, new search, and then outside of that we want to say new search. Okay, so now what you're gonna see something cool happen. Where the hell does it say new search? Oh, yep. We're gonna create we're gonna do start, or wait, what is it? Start block content or block content, like that, and then we're gonna say end block, and we're gonna put it in there.
That's the templating stuff, right?
And now, boom. Okay. So you know how in the base we said block, end block? So what's happening is it's inheriting everything from the base, and anything that goes in between here, it's added on. Right. So for example, if I show you the code, it's pretty much going to be the same code except for whatever is sandwiched in between block content and block content.
And that's where everything in the new search is going to appear to keep the base HTML template going.
Yep. So, okay, now if I do view page source, probably have to come more this way. If I go into page source, you see how the code is the same as base HTML?
Yeah.
Even the script part is here. The only thing that's new is that. Okay. So that is looking great. Our new search template is working. But now what we want to do is we want to create like a form. So people should be able to type stuff in there and then hit submit on it. Action is where, once you submit that form, what URL it takes you to. So we want to do is like, how does it work? URL, new search. Like this.
Yeah, it gotta be a string.
Like that, I think. There. Okay. And then we got to have a method, and the method is going to be post. Okay. When you do forms, you want to do not get method, but post methods. We will have some input, and the input will say type text, and then we'll say name is search, and then we'll say value search, something like that. Actually, we just need placeholder, I think. Okay. So now search with the placeholder. You see the placeholder?
Yeah. So search is a placeholder. I see.
Yep. I don't need this guy anymore. I can just have this. But now we need a button. Okay. So we are going to do input, type submit. Okay, and then we'll give it a name of submit. There. So CSRF verification failed. All that means is we just need to add a CSRF token in Django security feature, and then as soon as you add it, this should go away. Okay, hold on, let's try again.
That's it? You don't have to add a functionality to the button?
What the hell? CSRF token is missing. Interesting.
Did you type it correctly? It's lowercase with an underscore, right? Okay.
CSRF or CSRF, yeah, CSRF token. Hold on, what? Templates, new search.
Yeah. Huh. CSRF token.
Content?
Is it supposed to be inside, is it supposed to be inside the form?
That's what I had earlier.
And it still didn't work. Weird.
Oh, maybe I just need to like start the server again.
Yeah, that might be it.
There, it's fixed. So now it's sending.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now it's sending the actual post request. I think what you can do is like you can go inspect and you can go in network, and I think if I hit submit, it shows you new search like what was submitted, preview. You can do headers and it says it was a post request. 200, it got sent correctly. Like if I change it to a get request and I hit it, you know, and I click it, it'll show me like preview what it was. It shows me what it was, and then it says I'll probably have to refresh it or something, but whatever. But you get the idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
Request, remote address, and then it tells me all this other information with it. Like if I did hello and I hit enter, then you'll see not only will I get this, but I'm sure that I will also get the value that was in that field search.
Okay.
So I wrote hello, right?
Yeah.
I just got access to that hello.
What's it? I see. Wow.
So that's how you will pull this data out.
So by just putting a button on the actual form,
Mm-hmm.
by default, if you like, did you actually put the method to submit it, or you can just choose it to submit it?
Yep, you just choose it to submit it, and HTML comes built in with that
But in
functionality.
Android, it's so hard to make it.
Oh, dude.
You have to literally call.
Because Android sucks.
Yeah, you have to literally call that method
Just kidding.
from the Java class, from your Java classes that you made. You know,
Yeah, we know.
it's insane.
Android sucks.
Yeah, yeah.
Dick.
It's,
That's what I
it's
mean.
pretty complex.
Damn, that's painful, dude.
Yeah, that's why Flutter exists.
Oh, we got to do some Flutter stuff too at some point.
Yeah, what do you guys think about that?
Okay, so we got this. We're just going to keep search functionality for now. What does this look like? Okay, it's got a container, right? So that's probably why it looks like that. So our base HTML, there's a container here, and then it ends right here. So I'm going to end the container here. That way everything is wrapped inside of that container. There you go. Looks better now. Okay. So we have the search functionality. We have the ugly submit button. I'm sure we can get a better, prettier button. Let's look. Oh my God, these look juicy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's use these. Fuck the one we were using.
Yeah, just use the top one.
The cloud with the cloud.
Oh, you wanna oh, there we go. Yeah, the airplane's actually pretty cool. Yeah, like Craigslist. Like, throw it. Thanks, Materialize.
Yeah, it is. Nice.
Dang.
Even goes with the color palette.
Let's just make sure that it's working as expected. Let's go network, hit this, new search, post. Oh, wait.
Fifi.
Ah, there we go, Fifi.
Cool.
Cool, got it. Man, that's nice. Send. What if I did
Send it.
flash on? Would that work?
Hey. Nice.
I like that.
Embedding,
Wow.
embedding the little icons.
That's
yeah.
insane.
See? Because like
Yeah.
within the button, you can like add stuff because the button is like a container itself. It's like a little container.
How cool.
That's what it is. It's just a box, so you can put whatever you want inside.
Love that. Okay. So that's great. What else do we need? Oh man, I love this. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Damn.
What's happening here? Kazi, man, you the man. Yeah, it'll be recorded.
Yeah, I've already answered that.
Guys, just do me a favor, guys. Our YouTube is fucking dying for some reason. I don't know what's happening. It's sad as shit. Like, here, I'm going to pull up some Social Blade. I don't know what the hell is happening, guys. Like, we're producing more content than we've ever had, and YouTube is about to die. Look at this. I have zero idea why. We're producing so much content. Just so if you could just do us a favor, please give it a like or share it or something. But like, we really need your help because YouTube is just choking us. We're producing original content. We're working our ass off to make really good content for you guys, but YouTube just keeps choking us. So if you could just like it and then share it, that'd be awesome. Let's continue making this fucking app. I'm pumped.
It's fucking app.
Okay. Materialize have any nicer search functionalities or whatever?
Like a search box kind of thing.
Yeah. Or it's fine, I guess.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Unless it was like a little bit shorter, maybe.
Yeah, it's not bad, right?
Yeah.
It's fine. Preloader. What the hell's preloader? Ooh, when it's
searching. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but then how do I stop it?
When the result is found.
Yeah, but how? I'll have to think about it. Okay, guys, but let's just focus on what we were working on. What's collections? That looks fun. Components and buttons. All right, so we have a good looking front end over here. Somebody just said they liked it right now. Thank you so much. Appreciate your face. Appreciate you in the face.
Europe and Africa,
buddy.
No. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, that was great.
Very informative.
Okay, so now we got this form button. Now what we need to do is when somebody types in, should we just now get to the part where somebody types in, spits back some kind of result or something?
Yeah, we should do that. So we got to start pumping it into Craigslist, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's create the front end for it too. We'll just do the front end part right now. So let's go to, how did we? Okay. All right, so let's go into views, and what we're gonna, oh, whoops, wrong views. Views. What we'll do is we'll just pull data out of the search bar for now. So whatever you put in the search bar, let's pull that out.
Okay.
Okay. So what we'll do,
With the test.
yeah, so we'll say new search is equal to, oh, let's not call it the function name because it could get pretty recursive up in
Yeah.
Okay.
Search term or something,
request.post.get.
New search, right? Oh no, just search. I think it was just search, right?
Yep. So what we're doing is we're pulling out what happens when I go like this.
Thank you, Frankie.
So we're going here and we're getting this. Okay?
Yeah, because we named it search.
So this is request because it's a request. And then we do dot post because it's a post request.
Yeah.
Fuck.
When you hit the button, right? It's a post request.
So it's a post request, right? That's why we do dot post and then we do dot get and then we're like search. Okay. This get is not to be confused with the post method and get method. This is get as in Python dictionary get because request.post returns a dictionary.
That's confusing. Request.post.get.
Yep. It confused me too until I just taught it. That's why I like teaching.
Oh, really?
Yes. Because you don't really like actually think about it.
No, well, I know for HTTP requests, it's always all caps. So when I see get, it's just get. When I see all caps, then I think HTML.
Yeah.
I mean HTTP.
Makes
requests.
sense. Okay.
But yeah, good point.
All right. So we're getting this. So I'll do print search just so we can see it in the console. If somebody types it in, I'll do this and submit. And few. Right? Python tutor, hit submit. Python tutor. So we're getting access to it. Now we're going to send this to our front end. Okay, so I call this variable stuff for front end.
Oh, wow.
I make it real easy. So we're going to call it, we're going to say search was the variable search. Okay. Later, we're going to be adding more stuff to it. So let me just make the dictionary look like this. Okay. And then we're going to send this to our front end. So we'll say, this is going to be our context dictionary. So I'm going to say stuff for front end. Then I'm going to go into new search. And I'll just say that this form should be rendered in base. This should be getting rendered in base, I'm pretty sure. Because base needs to have the search functionality, you know, otherwise it's like silly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the original web page needs to have the search form in it.
Yep. And so now what we're gonna do is.
Wait, where was it before? It was in new search.html.
Yeah.
So you could never get there without searching in the first place.
Right. You would have to like hard code type in new search at the top, which won't make much sense. Okay, so we're gonna say what are we gonna say? Oh, yes. So we have access to that variable. So let's just print it out. Search. And now when I go here and I hit refresh, and if I go back to the home page and I go hello,
Print it out there.
Yeah, it's like actually writing it in the HTML. So now what I'll do is I will add a H2 here, like this. I'll add another H2 right there.
Make it pretty.
And now it'll look big. And now what I'll do is style text align center. So now it's going to be centered. And now another thing I want to do is if I'm writing like this or whatever, right? If I'm doing Python tutor, it looks silly, right? Mm-hmm. So what I want to do is pass it the filter called title. So then what that does is that no matter how you write it, it'll title it.
It just forces capitalization
like
of the
Python
first letter of every word.
Tutor, like that, right?
That's it.
I'll still do it. Okay.
Sexy.
So
this is why it's so jacked. This is why I like.
We're so fast, dude. Who's making apps this fast? Nobody.
Pretty apps, by the way.
Me 3 years ago. Broke. Who is web developer here? Oh, okay. Yokazi, since you like Python a lot, I'm gonna make it a YouTube.
1,000 playbacks.
Dang, nice.
Dude, if we hit 1,000 in the live stream every time playbacks, that's pretty good. It's really good. And then concurrent viewers, I guess we can solve this problem too at some point. Because if we just keep coding, people are just gonna keep coming in.
Yep.
You know. Oh, I guess we could have told our Instagram to like swipe up or something. Who cares? All right, let's go. All right. Tiny Rick.
Oh, okay.
I mean, way up there.
Any Rick and Morty fans out there? Drop a comment.
Okay, so now what we're gonna be doing is I'm just gonna make a simple card for you guys right now, so you guys can get the idea of what we're about to do. Okay. A lot of this code, before you start freaking out and start panicking, this is coming from a little bit of here. Okay. What we wanted to do is we wanted to make, like, when we get the results back, we wanted to get them in like card format. So like the Craigslist picture could show up here, and then the text could show up right underneath it, and then the link could show up right underneath that. You know, that would look really, really cool.
I see.
That's kind of what we wanted to do.
So it's like a grid of cards type of thing.
Yeah, so that's kind of that's all we're gonna do right now. We're just gonna like add that grid of cards. That's it. Okay. Except nothing will be, all of these will be, you know, just right now we'll have it be like this. Okay. Say test. everything will link just back to the home page for now, and then it'll be like test price. Okay. So if we go back, hit refresh. Oops. Okay. So we don't have an image. But if we were to add another one of these guys and then another one of these guys, this is how it's looking right now, right? Well, that's because we don't have
Flexbox, right?
no, we don't have row yet.
Oh, row in the.
So we need a row above this. Class equals row. Okay. Okay, here we go.
So in rows, you don't have to specify, like in columns, S4. Rows, you wouldn't have to do that.
What's up?
You know, in columns, you use S4. So in rows, you don't do that.
Hold on, let me just see what's happening right now. Something is awfully wrong. Okay, so div class card image, div class card content. Okay. So now this needs to end right there.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go. We're missing a closing tag.
For almost all of them, I think, right?
Probably.
There.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
There.
There we go.
So this is what it's gonna look like. We're pretty close. We can add some dummy images in. So let's just go get a puppy image. We'll go here. We'll grab this. I'm gonna do copy image address. So if I do paste, it should take me directly to it.
The URL.
Didn't know that.
Directly
That's
the URL.
pretty jacked.
That's cool, right?
Copy image address. I was always like, oh, open image, a new tab.
I
Copy,
used to do
paste
that
URL.
too. Yeah, I used to do that too.
Thanks, Chrome.
Yep. So we're gonna go here, paste it, and delete this. Then copy this, and then paste this and delete this. Go here, paste, enter.
Oh.
Okay.
Hey, puppy trafficking.
I'll do dog. We'll do puppy. So it looks like we actually searched it up, even though we didn't. Okay, now we actually need to add the real functionality. We've added the front end, and let's add functionality for the code, for the beautiful soup part of it now. So we're gonna go views. I'm gonna go right here and I'll say from Django, from BS4 import beautiful soup. So what's cool about PyCharm is it recognizes what the hell's giving me an error. So it's not even recognizing the module. So I can just hold option, hit enter, and it tells me, it's like, you want to install it. I'll be like, cool, install it.
PyCharm.
Okay, just got an error. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Okay, no module name BS4. All right, so let's go GS. So I'm going to do pip install BS4. So clearly there's a module named BS4.
Beautiful soup.
Yep. I'm also going to need requests library. So I'm going to do import requests. And it doesn't know what it is. So I'm going to do install requests. Please don't give me errors. Okay, good. Installed. Okay. Great. So now we have a bunch of things installed. I'm going to create pip freeze requirements.txt. So I just created a requirements file right here that has all my dependencies that I just installed. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to just do git add. I'm going to do git commit, and I'll say add front end and requirements file, requirements. And then I'll do git push origin master. So now this code is here. You guys can go to this code at any time and, you know, see my requirements file that we just built. You guys can go and see the templates, what we're doing in here, base HTML, everything. Okay. Okay, making good progress so far, guys.
Beautiful, man. We're so generous.
Yeah. Okay, so let's add some beautiful soup functionality now. So I'll do, what was the URL for the Craigslist thing that we had in the other thing? Oh, don't actually need
It was
this.
like query or something. It had like triple letters and weird stuff. Yeah, just copy paste it.
Okay, so let's build it out, guys. So here's, okay, so if I go to homepage of Craigslist, this is what it looks like. If I type in Python tutor, it builds out this query. If I remove this from this ampersand argument,
Yeah,
it
that's
still works.
Yeah.
And if I actually remove, so this is like a really tricky part, but I'm making your life a lot easier. We're making your life a lot easier because we went through this pain. If I actually even remove this BBB part, and I just hit slash and I hit enter now, it still works. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's the base URL we're actually going to use. Now, you're not going to use this losangeles.craigslist.org one. It's obviously going to be for you, whatever is local to you. Okay, from us, Los Angeles is local. So that's why by default, it's Los Angeles here. Okay, for you guys, it's not going to be that. So build it out how it would be for you. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call it like base URL or something. I'll paste it here. Base Craigslist URL, I guess I'll call it. And I'm going to remove the query because query can change at any time. So I'll do this. So then it's dynamically generated. Okay. And now we're going to do, what is it? Data is equal to request.get. What the hell is it?
Search, right? The search term?
We're not going to worry about min and max price right now.
It's search, right? Are you trying to get the...
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to get yeah, so we have to, I guess, build it out.
Oh, you already have search.
But right now, let's just do Python tutor. So let's go Python tutor and I'll hit enter. So let's just copy what we have here and paste it. And we'll call this response. Okay, then we'll have data is equal to response.text. And then I'm just going to do print data like so. Okay. And now let's go here. Let's hit refresh. Oh, because it's probably not request dot. Oh, it's requests dot get because we're using the library. So there. We got the HTML, CSS, as you guys can see here.
Cool. So it automatically updates your code. You don't have to be refreshing it every time.
So look at this, okay? You see where it says Ivy League tutor ! Calculus algebra.
It's doing the search already.
You see
Remote
Ivy
selection?
League tutor. See that? So it's finding it so we're getting that data right now.
Yeah.
Now-
It takes a search term and then it pops it into that URL that we did up here. It just pops it into the query, and then it goes to that URL, which is that Craigslist URL, and then it's just getting all the HTML from that page that has all the Python tutors, and it just dumps the HTML out, and then from there we can get all
We can
the
parse
data,
it.
and then we can go further into further links and stuff from that HTML because everything's listed there.
Oh man, it's so good to be a programmer, bro. Like, so crazy. Do people even know how to do this stuff?
Apparently, not.
All right. So I hard coded this query, except now we're going to use the dynamic one that we have here. Okay. So we'll build it. Ooh. Okay. So I'll just call it final URL, I guess. And what it's going to be is it's going to be the base URL. And also, guys, this is kind of a cool thing, so you should get it too. It is
Quote plus.
From request.compat import quote plus.
What does that do again? I forgot already.
From request.compat import quote plus. So what this actually does is if you write something like this,
Oh yeah, I remember. But keep explaining it.
it'll put automatically plus signs in there.
Yeah. So
Because-
that it turns it into a URL.
Because if I have this here, right, and I do Python tutor, you see how it like automatically puts a %20?
Yeah.
That's you want something to build that for you. So when we get it from the search term, like when somebody types in something like Python tutor here, you want this effectively to turn into %20.
Yeah.
And quote plus will automatically handle like all these cases for you.
Yeah. So don't manually go into the string and search for all spaces and then input a %20 because that's just silly, and there's a lot more cases than that.
Right. So if I do print quote plus search, you'll see what happens. I'll unprint this. We'll do blah, 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 like that. Or wait, that wouldn't work. We'll do Python tutor on the loose.
Scroll. Zoop.
See that?
There you go.
Python tutor on the loose. And then there's like probably not dots, right? Because that's not part of.
Well, actually, I don't know how it would handle it. I'm curious.
So you see? So it's like turning it into something that'll work as a
URL.
actual, you know what I mean? Like, look, right?
Oh, dope.
It'll actually work. So that's the beauty of quote plus, and the final URL is going to be, we're just going to do, we can just use a join method. Okay, URL dot, oh yeah, so we're just going to use string concatenation a little bit here. And I'm going to say this, comma, oh yeah, this is going to be base Craigslist.format. Then I'm going to do quote plus search. Okay. The print final URL. So now you're going to see what it does. Are you on it already?
Yes. So the search
will be that.
So it concatenates both the URL, the base URL link, and what you searched.
Yeah, that's what those little brackets. If you put in a string in Python, you have the
I
ability
did
to
not
put
know
everything
you
in there.
knew this much, bro. Get your ass over here.
Smarter than he looks.
You know, you're faster than him, and he wasn't picking this up as fast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was also 18, so.
All right. So let's so now it's a clickable link. That's how accurate it is. Okay. So we're getting our final URL. So now to response, we don't need to send this. We just give response our final URL. Okay. Then response will get that data and then we can print it out.
Which is just HTML, and then we're free to scrape that data for the images, for the prices, the text, everything. Yep.
I see.
Yeah.
Crazy.
For every single
So
one.
when you scrape, is it like, do you actually have to import something else to scrape, or is it just like like you're looking for keywords and then like using the limiters to get out of to take off the things that you don't need? You know what I mean? Is it just
You kind of get the general idea. Yeah, Beautiful Soup. What it does is it just takes a fat web page of just raw HTML, and then it just creates an object, so you can go into HTML and just be like, oh, find this tag with this name. Boom, spit out the text. Find this image tag with this class name.
I see.
Boom, just print the image out. So like Beautiful Soup takes just a bunch of HTML in, and then you can dig through it using Beautiful Soup. You could do it by hand, but why would you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to like parse. You'd have to like parse the HTML. It's just like you just don't do it. Yeah.
Cool. Interesting.
Yeah, just don't do it.
Just don't do it. Just don't do it, Frankie.
Just don't do it.
It's like Nike but better.
Yeah.
So one basic functionality of a database that I'll
It's like Nike but better.
yeah. So basically I'll add basic functionality of the database, so you can actually go like, oh cool, we're using a database. So I'll say from import models, okay, and then we'll just do here every time the new search happens, we'll do models.search.objects.create, and then we'll create it search is equal to search. Okay, so what it's
Okay.
so what it's doing is it's going to this models here.
Mm-hmm.
It's creating a search object where the argument is search, and this search is what's going to be fed into that
So it
object.
creates an object of search.
Yep.
And then puts the search inside the.
Yep, that's it. That's it. So now here's what's going to happen, okay? If I do balloon, I'm going to do puppy, I'm going to do Frankie.
Okay.
And now when I go to 127./admin,
It's all
searches, all of it is here. So,
sexy.
ta-da! The power of a database.
Yeah. And now you can do like autocomplete and stuff based on what most popular search is, because you have all this data available to you. Almost 1200.
This is good stuff, man. I want to start streaming 24 hours a day.
While sleeping.
Like literally nobody can keep up unless you're watching it 24 hours.
Oh man, we'll be creating one app a day
In the gym.
in the gym while we're at the gym. Okay. So yeah, that's looking good. Don't need this anymore. All right. Now what we need to do is we need to now start doing stuff with the data that we're actually getting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's see here. This, we inspect. We select this tool over here. Zoom in so everybody can see. This tool is called select an element in the page to inspect it. Please use Chrome. Never use Safari, everybody. Very important.
Aaron.
Click, hover, and it tells us that this is actually result title class. Okay. And
Ooh. That's why it's capitalized like that.
see that result title.
Mm-hmm.
So now, I have to first of all create a soup object. I'm going to do soup is equal to beautiful soup. I'm going to feed it the data, and I will say features is equal to html.parser.
Yeah.
Cool.
All that's doing is just parsing the HTML data.
Yep.
Into this object. Called
Yeah,
soup?
a beautiful soup object, which kind of just like encapsulates all the HTML data into its tags. So it's like in a bunch of like nested parts in code though, instead of just a raw string of HTML. Yeah. It spits it into the HTML parser, and then it just creates a beautiful soup object
I see.
to easily access everything.
So I'll go soup.find all, where it's an A tag, and then the class is actually result hyphen title.
So A class is
A is
the link. Or?
A is link.
Dope.
So I'm saying find all the links where the class is result title. So find all of that, and now I'll do print post titles. Okay. Let's go and go Python tutor. This is crazy. Like doing everything in first try now. It's like going fucking ham. Like making it look way too easy. This shit, that took us like 5 hours to figure out, bro.
Yeah, but now that we have the code to like help reference
Code, and also just like
we've done it before.
Yeah, like I've solved this problem before because it took so freaking long to figure out the patterns. Because you gotta like study the patterns, and like drilling down on that is like tricky.
And that was our first time using Materialize and everything, so like it took a lot of. So we're not actually this good. Like the first time.
No,
around,
we're pretty fucking good,
we
but
are,
like,
but
yeah.
The second time around,
But this is just like it's even faster now.
Yeah, ludicrously fast.
Not as much Google now.
Yeah. So now what I can do is we're getting the title. So now what I'll do is I'll say print out the 0th one. Okay. So it's printing out only one of the items from that list. So what we're getting back is actually a list of tags. Okay. So I'm saying just print out one of them, the first one that you get.
Title.
So you can see we're getting here result title. This is the data ID.
That's the link.
This is the link. Okay. Cool.
Yep. So we're trying to get the
So we know this is the title right here. Okay. How do we get it? Well, I think we can just do text because it's just a text.
Text just picks out everything between the tags.
There it is.
Yep.
Okay. Which is really where it says statistics, tutor, Excel, SPS data, or Python undergrad and grad level. That's that.
I see.
Yep. So this is how we find all the titles. Then we'll do something similar to get. What else is there? So result title.
The link, right?
Well, the link is easy because I think we literally have access to the link. So, for example, if I undid this stuff and we.
Oh yeah, it's in the href, right? You can just call like .get href or something.
So yeah, we can do .get href like that. So if I refresh this and I go here, it's right there, so I can click it.
Ding ding.
It'll take me to that post.
Yeah, so we have access to the title and the link. Cool.
Yep. That's easy. So there's result info, which is another thing that we need. Because we need the info of... Okay, we also need access to the result row. Because...
Results row.
Yeah, result row.
What is that?
That's gonna have, I think, the images and stuff in there. Gallery empty. Okay, let's go here. Result. Okay. So we're going to need result row. Okay, so I'm not going to do a lot of the filtering crap because that's where it gets like really complex. And for this live stream, I just want to keep it like simpler because otherwise we're going to be here till fucking 2 a.m. explaining what we did because it gets pretty involved. So we're going to just make the simpler version of the app, and
Got it.
the final version you can get it from. Okay, so we also need access to the listing. So where else do we use it? Yeah. So we need access to the entire listing so then we can go through it and get result title and all that stuff. Okay. Yeah, this is the most important part. Remember where we had to go through all of it at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
And that epiphany, we kind of understood it like a lot later, like hours and hours later. So, but just to put it in simple terms, when we're querying through this, we want to go through it like the entire thing at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that probably doesn't make that much sense to people, but that's okay. Just take our word for it. You want the project on your portfolio or not?
You shut up and code it.
All right. So, okay, here are the post listings. Now, what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to get the result of a listing. Okay, so if I did post listings of 0.
Oh, Sam's here.
And you'll be able to get the URL. And you will be able to get the price. Okay, I'll explain this in just a second. And you'll also be able to get the post text. Oh man, the image ID part.
Image ID should be okay, but we're not gonna do any of that regex scraping.
No.
That's too much. So you actually, use
New
text to
soup.
display it.
What the hell?
New soup, beautiful soup, data, HTML parser. Yeah. Why did you create a new soup object? Let's see.
Oh yeah.
When we're doing the regex thing, you don't need that anymore. It was
Yeah.
only if you didn't find the price. If it didn't exist, then we created a new soup object, got the text, and then
Oh
ran
yeah.
regex on that.
Yeah. Delete that. Hey bro, let's scrap it. Hell yeah. I think he meant to say let's scrape
This
it.
guy, how fun? Not.
Fuck you, DJ Harden.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Go code in C++ or something.
Yo, Sam, block him. Delete him from the
Bad.
chat.
Bad.
This is not a democracy.
No, this is a monopoly.
Yeah.
Monopokazi.
Okay, so post listings of 0, and you'll see what it all does. Okay.
Yeah.
Print post title. Whoops. URL. Price. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll type in ping pong here and you'll see what I mean. Okay, look, you got the title. You got the URL. Man, that's way too easy now.
The price.
And you got the price.
And you got the price.
Dope.
Okay?
All you need.
Oh. Just so you know what it actually looks like on Craigslist.
Ping pong.
Here, see? This is what it looks like.
The different search results is strange, but whatever.
Yeah, we're not here to question it. It's the will of...
Craigslist gods.
Yeah, the Craigslist guys. Craig himself.
Yeah. This is the will of Craig himself.
Let us see what you got, Greg.
Show me what you got.
Show me what you got.
All right. So basically what we're doing, guys, is we're getting the post listing. And then from the post listing, we're getting the post title, the URL, and the price. Okay. Because whatever we're getting the post listings from the result row contains the information of result title, the link, and the price. See what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Now
You
the
learning, Frankie?
Yep. Yo,
Free coding lesson.
I'm liking
for you.
Python, man.
Yeah, we're gonna charge you $5 later.
I know.
now the part that gets a little involved, guys,
Is the image, right?
is the image part. So
Let's do that last. Let's do everything and make that last. Just leave the dummy image for now.
okay, fine.
Yeah, and then like add it in. Cause it.
Fine. Cool.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
Got it.
All right. So now that we get the post listings, all we got to do is just like store that data, send it to the front end, loop through it. Okay. So let's just do that for now. So we'll create basically we're going to start, as we go through it, we're going to start appending it to something. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to create a thing called final postings, which is going to be an empty list. Then I'll say for post in post listings final basically what I'm going to do is post title is equal to post.find. So there's just going to be this line basically. Only difference is that it's just going to say post. Okay. This is going to say URL. This is going to say price. And here it's going to say make sense? So I'm just going to loop through each post, and then I'm going to print out its text, get its other thing. Not print out, but like post title is going to be the title. Yeah.
You're storing all of this inside final
Yeah.
postings.
And I'm in the...
Making-
Dude, you're
making a
really
loop.
good. How much have you coded?
A couple of years.
What the fuck, man? Why are you guys so nonchalant, bro? Like,
know,
you're
yeah.
good. Like, you're good.
Yeah.
No,
A
no.
little bit out of
fuck
practice,
that.
yeah.
Fuck you. You're good.
Smarter than you look.
He's really good. That's you guys need to like
Just let him
own
take
it
over.
more. Like you
Let
guys
him
need
take
to go crazy. Because other people don't understand. Like when you say it like that, everybody thinks, "Oh, you're an idiot." That's what Aaron thinks.
Well,
When I say what, like what?
When you're like, yeah, I code, not that
Okay,
much.
okay.
Like it's like, I think you're an idiot. Like you probably don't know shit. That's why I never talked about coding with you in my whole life.
It's because if you know the basics of like a language, you pretty much know
Right.
code all
Everything.
around.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just have to like catch up to it.
Yeah.
So it's dope.
Okay. So I'm gonna delete all these because we don't need these anymore. And then I'm just gonna go here and I'm gonna say, final postings dot append post title. I think I created a tuple, right? So it's gonna be a tuple. You'll see why. It's gonna be a tuple of 3 right now. Post URL, and then it's gonna be like post price. Okay. What the hell is happening?
Fucky, he's good. He. Like what? Fucky, he's good.
What's he saying?
Roll. It's just some dude named Roll Pappy. He's like just in time to watch it live.
These guys, because these guys want me to flex on them, you know? Like, I didn't want to code. I just wanted to give them some advice. How do you make money?
Yeah.
But
But
they just, how do they get, but like, they just really want me to flex on them. So I'll flex on them.
Like you're playing a freaking organ.
yeah. And now I got my Vim. Like, look at what I'm doing to everyone. Okay, all right. So we have our final postings. Now, in our stuff for front end, we need to actually pass it like this. No.
Wait, I can't.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Don't say it out loud.
No, wait, what? I can't hear.
Just give up, dude. Your ears don't.
Mexicans.
Dude, your ears don't
Mexican
work.
ears.
All right, so let's just do this. I literally yelled it in his ear.
Not even.
I did.
I only heard like.
It's much louder for him, dude. All right, whatever. So we got final postings. That's pretty good. Show me what you got. Man, this stupid stuff is stuck in my head.
Good morning, guys.
So now I'll go to the new search folder. Okay? And what I'm going to do here is pretty much right here for now. I'm going to write a for loop. This is going to look pretty ugly. But it's going to be like for post in final postings. Okay? Then I'm going to have end for like that. And then I'm going to say post dot 0.
Post dot 1, post dot 2.
Okay.
Bing, bang, boom, easy, done. Or yeah, I guess you gotta put in tags. Good practice. You actually don't have to, right? But good practice.
You kind of have to, because otherwise it's all going to be on one line and look ugly.
You are right. You're right.
Okay. There we go. Man, everything is getting done in one try. I'm loving this.
What API are you using to web to it?
Don't worry about it. There's no API. We're beautiful souping it.
Beautiful scraping it.
All right. So here we got boom.
All the posts.
Yep. All the title, right? Okay. Well, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, because there's no price
Yeah.
on the tutors.
I gotta fix that code. Okay, so tutors don't have a price, right? So basically, we're gonna say if post
Dot fine. You just gotta make a check first.
if
Post dot fine. You don't need the dot text. Get rid of the dot text.
oh yeah, good call.
Yep.
So basically, if it has a price, because certain things don't have a price. So if it has a price, then do this. Otherwise, price is equal to n/a.
Yeah.
Or I mean, should I say post price?
Yeah.
So you don't actually have to put the L's.
You forgot the else. No, you do.
I'm like,
You do.
okay.
Oh
This
yeah.
is just gonna
I
get
was
overwritten.
jacked. I'm like,
No, you have to.
No, good catch, dude. You're my God,
basics.
dude. No.
Basics.
No, but that's the
break
thing.
you.
But that's the thing, dude. Basics is where people don't have any intuition. Anyways, let's try Python tutor.
There we go.
NA for any of them that don't have price, which is all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But if we do ping pong, we'll have Damn, badam, badaboom, right?
Damn. They're expensive, by the way.
What?
Ping pong tables.
Yeah, what? Seriously,
It's
what?
like a car.
Because the dude's giving his entire balcony plus a ping pong table plus the underground parking lot. Jesus.
How is he selling that? He's selling an underground parking lot. Like what?
All kinds of stuff.
And a balcony.
Man, I need an Advil. Okay. Let's power through it, boys. Almost there.
Almost there.
We should have some music, man. Some like epidemic sound, like legal. Don't worry, don't put it now. These little coders freak out when you put on fucking music, so don't put it right now. We're gonna do it a little bit without the music right now.
He's the beatboxer. Frankie also knows how to beatbox.
Sometimes when I'm inspired enough.
You know what's cool about this?
What?
Look, dude. It can read PyCharm and Django. So I can hit fucking play and it'll like run the code.
Wow, that's insane.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Oh, the laptop little touch bar.
Yeah. Dope.
You're a little touch bar.
What the what?
See how it's working? Boom.
Integrity error.
See how good it is?
That's dope.
Python tutor. Okay, there we go. So now what we want to do. What is this weird error I'm getting, bro? Forget this.
500. New search.
I'm just gonna stop this one because I wasn't getting any errors when I was running it from here. Java tutor. Okay. Yeah, that was a weird error. Cool. So we're getting all this data to our front end, which is what we needed. So now all we do is we just have to render it in a pretty way. Okay. So we're going to write the same type of for loop, except now what we'll do is we'll go from here to here. Paste it. Okay. Remove post 0, post 1, right? And what I'll do is for the link is going to be actual link of the post. That's in position 1. Position 0, position like post 0, post 1, post 2. Okay. So this is going to be post.1.
Okay.
That's the URL.
Oh, I see.
Okay. This is the source of the image. We don't have the image right now. So for image, it's just going to be puppies for now. They're hard-coded in. Again, URL. So this is going to be post.1 again. And then here is where the price is. Like that. So the price is going to be post dot two. And this, since this is a title, is going to be post.0. Okay, like that. Now, another thing we need to do is we need to wrap it in a row. So we're going to paste a row up here. After the for loop ends, we're going to end the row div. We can remove all of these lines here. Okay. And that's it.
Nice.
Okay. Now what we want to do is some of their sizes change. You see their sizes, like some are bigger, some are smaller. So what we kind of did is we kind of have like this crappy solution, which is pretty much fix the height of the card and the card image. So pretty much forget all of this stuff down here. You don't need that. But just take this stuff from up here. We're going to take it. We're going to go to our style.css and paste it in here, okay? And this stuff doesn't just render right away, so we need to actually do a hard refresh and all kinds of weird stuff. Need to stop running it. Ooh, we're getting a weird error. 304. Huh. Fuck you. So it's finding it. Get is 200, but it's still not showing it. So this is the thing with the static websites. Like sometimes it just won't show you. When you make a static change, sometimes it just doesn't render until a lot later.
Thief.
Ping pong. Thief. All right, I'm not gonna worry about it too much right now, because it should be working. It isn't.
Oh yeah, our style sheet. Yeah, that was. I don't even know how we fixed that. Do you remember how we fixed that? There was like a weird.
Yeah.
It just took a while to. Didn't you like stop the server and start it again, and then it updated or something?
Right. It has to like stop, and you gotta start it, and then it has to, because I know the code is correct.
Mm-hmm. But then it takes a while. Let's see if it updated right away. No. Yeah, it took like 20 minutes or something.
Yeah, the first time it took forever. Okay, whatever. That's not that important of a part.
Agreed.
So now we got to get images, right? For this, the image part is the most complex. It's the most complicated. This is where web scraping, this is where problem solving comes in. This is where you actually need to use your brain.
This was the most rewarding part of the whole project, actually.
Yeah, it really was. So I wish you guys get to see our full video like a month later once our hard drive is fixed, because all of it got deleted. 15 hours of content got deleted. But we'll try to show you what we can right here, okay? So, some funky things. There were some weird findings that we made. It's almost like we had to figure out some really weird hacks.
If you want to start with Craigslist, let's go to Craigslist. I think a better way to approach it is go to Craigslist and then show them that there's multiple images for a post.
Yep.
So when you're
on
like,
Craigslist look at this. Each
post has multiple images. And we thought it'd be as easy as like, oh, these images are hosted at a URL, just like the puppy image, and then just have them like all listed in the HTML, but they weren't. Like these image tags didn't even exist in the HTML web page for some reason.
Yeah.
And we don't know why. We couldn't find
They
it.
exist under this class called swipe, which you can't access. You can never access this class from Beautiful Soup directly.
No, like Beautiful Soup like skips over it for some reason.
Yeah,
so
it
like
hides
literally, like you just don't. It's impossible to access it with Beautiful Soup. Like it doesn't exist. So we're like, okay, well then how the hell do we get the images? And we had to find out this really convoluted way of getting it. But there's like a little trick we're gonna show you of how to get it. And we're only gonna get one image, so we're just gonna ignore all of them. We're just gonna get the first image to keep it simple.
Yeah.
But even that, it's still like it's this little trick that we had to figure out. It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. Okay, so now, all right.
The data IDs, right?
Holy shit, dude! This image is just right here. Oh yeah, obviously they're all right here, but you can never access them.
No, because Beautiful Soup ignores that entire div of swipe.
Okay,
It doesn't
so
exist in Beautiful Soup.
So this is the first thing we noticed about Craigslist images. They're hosted on this pattern where this is some ID, and then they're all like underscore 300 by 300 hard coded. Okay.
So boom, right there.
So this is why they all have the same size on the page. So that was like the first detective thing that we noticed. Also, this needs to be at the bottom.
Some might get chopped off on the stream a little bit.
Not from the bottom. Oh yeah, the right side is.
Yeah, just drag the bar over a little bit so they can see.
Wasn't it getting chopped off even more when it was actually on the right side like that?
Because the CSS isn't important. It's just the HTML.
Okay, let's see. Sorry guys, we have a little bit of a delay, so we just want to see you guys are seeing the right things.
Should be good.
was pretty good.
You can see most of it.
Yeah, you can see most of it.
All right.
All right, so this is the URL. Now, what we noticed, the craziest thing we noticed, we'll save you the long story. We'll make it short for you, okay? There's something called data IDs. And you'll never associate that with an image. Like, why the fuck would an image be under data IDs? Like, that's the last place you'll look for an image, right? So it doesn't make... So you can't actually access this image link from Beautiful Soup, which is super annoying. But you can access the data IDs. So what's a funky... Like, if you have to pause it here and see if you can see a pattern here with images and data IDs, you should do that right now. Here's a pattern we noticed. Everything has multiple images, right? So data IDs, since this has 3 images, notice that there's 1, 2, and 3 data IDs, right? Another thing I want you to notice is for this first image, is the same as the first ID, except there's a 1 and a colon here, which is not present here, right? But then everything else is the same, okay? Also, there are these commas that we got to get rid of because there are no commas in the actual URL, right? So we're like, okay, let's actually take this guy over here, from here to here. Let's copy it. Let's go here. Double click, go here. Paste it. Hit enter. Boom.
That's the second. Should be the second image, right? On the Craigslist. Double check.
So if I go here,
And
should be
boom,
the second image.
right there.
Nice.
So that's actually where the image data is. We're just given these IDs. We don't actually have the full URLs.
Yeah.
So at least...
So given the IDs, we're like, okay, we can generate the actual images. So we've had to create a base URL for the images.
Yeah, just like we did for the Craigslist query.
Yeah.
Very, very similar thing. We got to construct the URL ourselves for each image.
Wow.
Yep.
It's crazy, right? So it's going to be 300 by 300 like that.
You haven't seen our dot splits yet, man.
Oh my God. Yeah. Wait till you see that.
Parsing the string to get the ID out, the correct ID. That part's cool.
Okay. So we got our base image URL. Now what we want to do is get the image from the result, get the data ID from the result row. Okay, and we don't want to get multiple. We just want to get the first image. We don't really care about all of the images. So what we'll do here is something like this. So we want to say if it has an image.
Yeah, if the data IDs exist.
Okay, so in the result image class, if the data IDs exist, then what I want you to do is the post image is actually going to equal to like that. Okay. And now we don't want to get all of the data IDs because that might be like 4 image IDs or 5 image IDs. We just want to get 1 image ID. Okay. So what I'll do here is I'll just print this for now. We'll go like that. And we're going to go here and we're going to write ping pong and hit enter. And we'll go down here and what the hell?
One.
What am I doing wrong here?
Let's see. Wait, let me see. So if post.find, if the data IDs exists, then you want to find image.get data IDs. No, get data IDs is a string. So when you call
it's a string.
Data IDs is a string. Yeah. So
Oh, that's the annoying part about it.
Yeah,
This
you
is the
have to-
annoying part about it. It's not so like it
It's
doesn't
not
give
list. It's
so it
just-
doesn't give you a list of multiple IDs. It literally gives you
string.
one
It's
data
a
ID.
CSV file. It literally gives
It's
you a
like-
CSV file.
yeah.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Smart. Okay. So that's what we get. So now if I actually print post image, which should be fine, I think. Well, since I'm going to be printing it so many times, let's just go here and print it. Okay. It's doing it every single time. So there it is. That's one string.
A lot of images there.
Right. So it's like I got lots of post listings. So like the last post listing probably has like
It's like 12
many images,
Yeah.
like 12 images,
15
8 images, something like that, right? So what I want to do is I want to just get the first one. Well, how do I get that? So what I'm going to do is we're going to do dot split on this, and we're going to split it by commas first.
Yeah, commas
Right.
first, because you want to split the string into a list of the things separated by commas.
Yep.
So now we have a.
So
now
then
we have
it actually turns into...
a list.
Dude,
a
this
Python
guy's
list.
fucking crazy good.
Oh.
Like, he's good.
Yeah. Have him code.
Wait till you
Stop
watch me
touching the
code.
computer.
What?
Wait till you watch me code.
Oh dang, Flutter.
Yeah.
content
So
and
once we do comma, then what happens is that we effectively get a list that actually looks a lot like... We actually get a list that looks like this now. So then we can actually index it by the first item and the second item and the third item. So now if I do 0,
Oh, and that's how it works. That's how you actually make it work now.
yeah. So now what'll happen is if I go here and I hit refresh, advert.
I got your goddamn advert in your own video. Perfect. Dang.
Fucking Python tutor on the loose. What the hell's going on? So look, now for each of them, it's just giving me 1. But I still got to get rid of the 1 and colon.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to now...
So you use regex or what?
we're going to now dot split it by 1 and colon.
No, just colon.
Oh yeah, split it by
Actually,
colon.
no. You could do 1 colon and then, but it would act the same way.
Yeah, it would act the same way. So we're gonna split it now by the colon. So now,
I mean,
it's gonna create that into a list. So like for example, first it was doing this, right? Then we said, okay, give us just a first item from here. So then what it ended up doing was it said, okay, you got it.
Mm-hmm.
But now what we're gonna do is we're gonna say, yo, give us...
So after the column?
yeah,
That's where it
it
splits?
splits on the colon and turns everything into a list.
like that. 1
Oh,
colon,
okay.
and then it's gonna give us
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So
Like
it's,
that.
Since before the column,
It
doesn't
turns all the
matter.
colons into like commas of a list.
like how, yeah.
Oh.
So separated by colons. So now we're gonna do that, but we're gonna say give us the second element from that.
Mm-hmm.
Because the 1 is
Oh,
the
it's the
first
first
element.
element.
Yeah. I mean, we could have just shaved off the first 2 characters of the string. We could have done that. But I mean, we want to be more robust because what if there's like
So
1
there.
colon, 1 colon?
So now we're getting
Shave it
all
all
the
off.
IDs, right? And now the post image URL is actually going to be the base image URL formatted with the post image URL. Oh, wait. What? ID, I guess. So here's what's another cool thing about PyCharm is if I do FN Shift F6, I'll change it everywhere, in every file, every
PyCharm
project,
is
but like
bad.
intelligently.
Mhm.
So if it's the scope is here, it won't change it out here.
Mm.
I think you already know these
Yeah.
things.
It handles scope
That's
too.
fucking good. All right, so
Scope is Frankie.
Actually, don't.
all right, hold on, we're almost there. Okay, so this is happening. So now let's just print it before we go on to the next step. Print, click, ooh, click.
Well,
that a bigger bed?
Right? So this is freaking awesome. Oh, wait. I'm calling both of these post image URLs. This is actually the post image ID. This is the URL. Okay. So now I have to actually append this to the list. So if we find the image, this is what should happen. But if we don't find the image, we also want to give it an image. Okay. So the image that we want to give it is, we saw this. We saw Craigslist gives this to anything that doesn't have an image.
The logo?
This like this type of thing.
Cool.
Okay. So then we do that. So then we say, yo, if you find it, then give me the image. Otherwise, give me this garbage. Where do these spaces come from, bro?
Weird.
Okay. No image, or actually post image your. Whoa. Okay. What the hell is happening? Oh. So then what we say is append post image URL. So now there are 4 things that the final postings has as a tuple: title, URL, price, post image URL.
Oh, how cool.
Okay.
Yep.
So now it's sending it to the front end. So basically we go to our new search, and now anywhere there's that dog crap, right?
Wow, that's so sexy.
That is, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
You're gonna put the first image.
You guys
of
created the URL. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Sexy, right?
Love it, love it.
This actually pays everything off now that he appreciates what we've done. Post.3.
I still screw up the influencer post.
There we go. So now when we go back, we refresh.
Hey.
There you go.
Boom.
Now if you click here, it'll take you to the thing.
Oh man, better than Craigslist.
So much
Way
better.
better
Right?
than Craigslist, dude. It's Code Daddy's
They
list.
should hire us. Yeah.
We just coded
you're
it up
right.
ourselves from the scratch.
Why haven't they done this, huh?
Because Craigslist is untouchable.
Too many.
Craig the God.
All right, now we're gonna host it on Heroku.
Oh god, this is the worst part. That
Git add, git commit. Add Craigslist search functionality. Git push origin master. Okay, kids, now what we need to do is we need to create this proc file. Okay. So you copy, so basically we go to the root, we create a file, we call it proc file. We paste this, we change this test app to code daddy's list, like so. Then we go to settings and we do the following. Settings. We go here and we add this line of code, and we go here, and then we add this line at the top. Okay, like this. Now it's gonna need you to install pip, so you got to do pip install Django Heroku. Okay, now you're gonna run into this ugly looking error. How do we fix this error? Oh man, I'm not okay, hold on. Pip install Django Heroku. Wait, where did my PG admin go? I literally installed it a few days ago. Okay, so what I recommend is you go and install pgad how to host a Django Heroku app. You're gonna run into my blog post, which is incredible. It has a lot of claps on the left-hand side, as you can see.
Nice photo.
Thanks, bro. And basically, what you want to do is you want to do all of this stuff right here. Okay? So we're going to do that. So install. So this is what I said. To do this, the easiest way is to install pgadmin on your computer, okay?
It's like 4 days ago.
Yeah.
Where the hell does pgadmin, man? Open it.
You can go into properties now and see its location.
Copying pgadmin. So I'm going to open pgadmin. Until then, I'm going to pip install Gunicorn. Pip install Kern. Done. Pip install Django Heroku, which still shouldn't work because I'm waiting on the pgadmin, which is taking its sweet ass time. So yeah, we'll just wait.
Damage and can't be opened. This is the part where you lost me. I still don't know how to deploy a Heroku.
Yeah, well now it's gonna be recorded so everybody can watch it.
Oh boy. I'm gonna go read that blog post.
Man, we need more Advil, man. There's only one Advil left here.
Oh, dang. We're on the Walgreens later, bro. Take some of those green tea mints. They'll suffice for now, right?
Some green tea mochi.
Yo, hook me up with the whiteboard read, dog.
Dude, number 3, right?
Flex. Oh my god, are you serious?
Go to OBS. Go to OBS.
Dude, hold on. Hold on, dude. You're gonna blow up everything. This guy, man. We prepared for this moment.
We did. The one time we wanted to switch to the whiteboards. Oh, it did work. Look, before you even did it, it already worked.
What's up?
Because I pressed it.
No,
You
now
just
you
pressed
pressed it. It's already there.
Okay, fine.
And then you're like,
Alright, we need
Okay,
Heroku. And for that, you need PG admin. Basically, what you need is Postgres. Okay, if you have Postgres, you're good to go. But it's a nightmare to install it. It's a nightmare to install. Pip install Psycho PG2. You're not going to be able to get it right. But if you just download it from a GUI, it makes your life so much easier. Just go install like a free Postgres database tool that exists online. And that's going to make your life a lot easier. Okay, and then we're going to install everything else. I'm using Anaconda right now, which also makes things easier. This is the longest verifying I've ever seen in my whole life, dude. This is crazy.
verifying PG admin.
Yeah.
Rated
so
R.
we have done all of these things. Okay. Create a search functionality. It does this. We have web scraping. Beautiful soup. We're using Materialize. Pretty much done with the app. Now we just want to host it on Heroku.
Yeah. You forgot the dog pictures.
Yeah.
Doggies.
I can't draw. I don't know how to draw doggies. Right, guys, so we're almost done. Okay, we're waiting for this thing to install because it's just taking its sweet little time. Which
It's so good. Sorry, we're admiring our own live stream.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're forgetting something.
Oh, somebody left for lunch. Priorities are out of order.
Bruh, what is this? Bruh.
Bruh, hello.
What? Everyone needs bread.
It's probably bruh how. He was like, how? Like, bruh, how? Because the L and the O is next to each other on the keyboard.
All right, Tatsumi, bye. Roshan, hello. Monkey Bender, hello. Goob something glub. Goob glub.
Blubba lubba dub dub.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Glub glub. Come on, Morty. We gotta go on adventure, Morty.
What's the fuck?
Verifying.
The purple light was off the whole time.
No, just like
Oh, it died?
You got concurrent
somewhere
viewers.
between the.
Yo, 1,500 people.
Well, yeah, playbacks. That's crazy.
Holy crap.
But the concurrent viewers are like crazy.
Secret key?
Yeah.
Probably because of the camera. The CPU. Is
Are you
working hard.
serious, dude? Like, are you actually fucking serious? Let's look up other Postgres GUI Mac options. Postgres app. Downloads. Alright guys, I'm gonna say fuck you to PG admin and I'm gonna install postgres.app in the meantime. Hopefully it'll work a lot faster. God damn PG admin, shame on your verification. Post. Is it open already? Wow, it was installed and opened and initialized. Boom. There we go. Rafik Hazi, Postgres template. You click into it and it'll do stuff. This is awesome.
You terminated it?
Yeah, just a session. Okay. Okay, I guess Conda install Psycho PG2 was the answer. So that worked. This is why Anaconda is freaking awesome. Now let's try pip install Django Heroku. Because pip just sucks sometimes. And like you need to do something to get past it. Okay, so this should be working now. Great, stop. Okay, what else do we need? Now we need to freeze our requirements. That's important. We need to Heroku login. So there we go. We're logging in. I'm logged in now. And then what we need to do is Heroku create. And after this, what I need to do is add a database, create a new Postgres database for your app that's hosted online on Heroku. So then it can store all those pieces of information. Now make sure you run migrations. So let's do that. Okay. Heroku run Python make migrations. Can't open file. Huh. The hell does that mean? Oh, committed the file. Okay. Git add, git commit. What are the changes? Git add, git commit. Get ready for Heroku. Git push origin master. there are no migrations to make. Oh, meta. Add meta class push version master. Huh. That is a really weird error. Scaling dynos. Couldn't find that process. Should be logged in already. Oh, I don't think I even did git push Heroku master yet. But that doesn't come first. I don't think so.
Man.
We're trying to host it. Once it works, we'll be able to link you guys so you guys can actually see this app. We're pretty close.
Yep. Hold on, Divya.
Divya.
Divvy up the dough. You know just as much about Heroku as I do, Frankie.
You've never hosted anything?
Nope.
So we're live. This app, guys, is actually live as we speak. It's on Heroku. You can actually go to this URL right now, which I don't think they can see yet. Can you just type that URL in? Can you do something? Okay, yeah, just add it in the
What's
chat.
the URL?
Just look at it.
Genite?
Dude, gentle-c, man.
Alright. Wait, it's not gentle.
Gentle C 49. What is it?
49783.herokuapp.com.
Boom.
There it is. You guys can now actually go on it, but if you type something in, it won't work because I'm having a problem with the database. Heroku run Python. Some problem happening with the migrate command on Heroku, which is super weird.
So you're trying to migrate the database to Heroku? It's not working?
Yes. Oh, there.
Nice.
What command did you run?
So now migrate works. Okay, so basically if it doesn't work, you push first and then you migrate after.
Oh.
So this app, guys, now should be working perfectly. If you hit Python tutor, it works.
Wow.
It's online. Anybody can use it from any computer in the world.
So do you think that's the sequence? Like make it host online first and then put the database in, or is it always like that, or is it just, you know? Oh yeah.
Works for everything. If you look up Borderlands,
3. They released a new DLC. Did you
Borderlands 3, and like if you go here, $360, right? If you click into it, it'll be $360. Yep.
Nice.
All right, guys, there you have it. This app is completed. The link is in the. Can you add the link in the description as well, or not right now?
Yeah, afterwards.
Can you pin that as a comment or something? No, you can't.
No, you should be able to somehow. I don't know how though.
Cool.
Just spam it in the chat.
Okay, guys, camera. Guys, we hope that you enjoyed it.
We do.
It's pretty fun.
It's really, really fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. We love your face. The link is going to be in the description. The link to the GitHub repository is going to be in the description. And I'm going to go eat some food and Advil. My brain is about to explode. I love you guys. If you enjoyed it, in the next video.
Good.